Hello everyone, it's Puppy041, and this is another live show help video. So in this particular episode, if you want to call it that, I'm going to discuss how a judge might evaluate a original finished plastic halter class. As I've always said, keep in mind that every judge is different, and this is just giving you an idea so that you might understand how a judge comes to the decisions that they do come to and kind of what is going through their mind and what they're experiencing while they're making those decisions. So the number one thing to keep in mind when you are a model horse show judge is time management. And for most shows, they start anywhere between 7 and 9 a.m. in the morning and end anywhere from 3 to 6 p.m. in the evening. So with that time constraint in mind, a good judge has only about 8 to 10 minutes to evaluate each class, and those classes could range anywhere from 10 models, which would make it fairly easy, all the way up to 50 plus models, which would make it rather difficult. So I used to believe that all models had an equal chance of placing, and unfortunately, realistically, that is not true. When you have 8 to 10 minutes to evaluate 50 plus horses on a table, you don't have the time to go through and equally evaluate all those horses. So to kind of combat this problem, many judges have a shortlist in their mind of molds that they prefer for different divisions. And that goes along with the A of my ABCs, which is anatomy/conformation. We don't need to see the particular model, the particular condition of the model, or the breed assigned to the model to be able to evaluate the anatomy of the mold itself. So I know a lot of the traditional molds out there, and this is just a stock horse example, but for thoroughbreds, for sport, for ponies, for drafts, for Arabians, many judges already have a short list of molds they prefer in a particular order. So for me, personally, and the 3 horses that I have set up here, Wyatt would be my particular favorite stock horse mold. So I would go and look at all the Wyatts on the table first. If there's 5 or 6 Wyatts, I'm going to look at them on the mold, not Wyatt himself. It could be, a Jesse, a Baby Flo, a Wyatt, could be any of those. Bozeman, I'm going to go and look at those models first. And then I'm going to go on to like my second, my third, my fourth, my fifth, and kind of go through it that way. So in this particular setup, Ladyface would be my next model that I'd go and look at. So any model that is on the Ladyface mold, I would go and look at. And then for me, Latigo would be the third one. I personally think that he's a little bit underdeveloped compared to these other molds, and his face is kind of a little bit ponyish to me instead of stockish, but that's just my particular opinion because back at Bay State this past fall, a lot of the Bollywood Surprise Latigos were winning the stock horse classes, so that's just how judges differ. But anyway, so I would go and look at all the Wyatts first, then Ladyface, then Latigo, and then I would individually judge on each model the B and the C, the breed and the condition. Does the breed fit the model assigned? Does it come in the colors that the model is? And then I look at the condition. Are there scratches? Are there rubs? How's the shading? Does it have dust on it? Any of those would go into condition, and that can be the difference between your model placing first or second, or third and fourth, or, 8th and 9th, is the condition of your model compared to another. So, keeping in mind with that, I want to mention that in terms of breed and everything, just because you assign your horse a rare breed doesn't guarantee it to place. And I know there was kind of a thing going around for a little while where everybody's like, oh, well, I have this horse and everybody always shows it as a quarter horse, but I really don't want to do that because then I'll be competing in a class with a bunch of quarter horses, so I'm going to give it a really interesting different breed assignment. And the thing about that is sometimes the breed of the model, the common breed that the model should be assigned sometimes is what works best. Some thoroughbred horses, definitely some stock horses, it's hard to give them a different breed assignment because they really just do best as that common breed. So don't be afraid of common breeds. They can be good, and they can be good breed assignments. And then the other coin to that is, if you have a model that the anatomy is not good on, and you give it this breed assignment that you think really fits the model well, but the anatomy is just not there to begin with, then your horse might not place well, or might not place at all. A really different good breed assignment is not going to change the anatomy of the model, and the anatomy is what comes first in the ABCs. So, as always, I always encourage you to ask the judge questions. Why didn't my horse place? Why did my horse place? Do you think this was a good breed assignment? Is there anything wrong with the mold? Is there anything that I can fix? Questions like that will help you decipher and digest and reflect and possibly change the breed assignment, possibly retire the horse from your show string, fix your horse, whatever you need to do to hopefully do better the next time. And as I've always said, you can bring that horse to another show and have it do way better than it did the past show just because judges are different. But it is important to keep in mind that if your horse doesn't have good anatomy in the first place, if your horse couldn't realistically be a real horse, then it probably isn't going to do well, no matter what breed assignment you've assigned it. So I hope that these kind of ramblings have assisted and helped you guys kind of better understand what judges might go through when they do evaluate a class. Always be kind to your judges. I know there are some judges out there that are a little bit questionable, but really, to step up and volunteer to be a judge at a show takes a lot. It takes a lot of knowledge, and it takes a lot of time. And by the end of the day, many of them are drained. So please appreciate your judges. These shows would not happen without them. And I hope that this has given you an insight into how they might think and evaluate. If you have any further questions, please comment down below. If I wasn't clear with something or didn't answer a particular question that you were maybe looking for to be answered, please comment. And have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.